Is Jeffrey Ferland. He and his wife have had a 1.5-year battle trying to get their home fixed through Tarion and the Licensed Appeal Tribunal. Many of us have witnessed what they've been through their Make Tarion Accountable website. Please, Jeffrey, if you'd like to take the floor and describe to us what you've been through.
Thank you, Ms. Captain, and thank you everyone else for coming here tonight. And that's true, my wife and I are one of those 60,000 dissatisfied homeowners, and probably one of the few that are willing to come up and speak in front of all of you about defects to our home, Ontario Building Code violations, as well as things that are wrong with our house. But we are, because of what we went through, and we know what is going on, and the system that's in place right now is not right. And we can do better here in Ontario. Over 3 years ago, my wife and I moved into a new home in the city of Mississauga. We consider ourselves very fortunate for being able to afford this new home. We were, however, unfortunate to encounter a new home warranty program, Tarion, which was unaccountable when we needed it. With the construction of our home, our builder violated the Ontario Building Code, as well as the terms of our agreement. We turned to Tarion to resolve these issues. And instead of Tarion requiring the builder to comply with the Ontario Building Code and the terms of our agreement, they chose to deny us the warranty coverage. We subsequently tried to appeal this decision at the Licensed Appeal Tribunal, the LAT. At the LAT, Tarion chose to work with the builder to try to defeat our appeal. Throughout the appeal process, my wife, Alexandra, and I have chronicled, as Barbara has mentioned, on what we've been through. One of the issues with our home that we appealed was our builder's failure to install a thicker cement bed and also a membrane under the tiles of our floor, as required by the Ontario Building Code. At the LAT, Tarion attempted to mislead the adjudicator to believe that they did not know whether or not the membrane had been installed. Tarion, and again this is our opinion and what we experienced, but Tarion presented reports that failed to mention the effect of the missing membrane on our floor. They produced multiple reports but failed to mention this essential component. However, they were supposed to be looking at the floor. On the stand, when I questioned Tarion's expert about whether Tarion had advised them that there wasn't a membrane installed, the expert admitted Tarion had advised them that no membrane had been installed. Tarion's expert also argued that a thicker concrete bed would not help because, according to Tarion's expert, concrete has no thickness. Stiffness. These are just some examples of how Tarion attempted to mislead justice in our case, and reasons why we need to make Tarion accountable and we need to support Bill 60. In our case, Tarion also did not provide warranty coverage for reinforcing steel around the windows in our foundation. By failing to install these window reinforcements, our builder violated the Ontario Building Code Act. At the LAT, however, Tarion argued that the Ontario Building Code Act is not relevant to any Tarion proceeding. This declaration made by Tarion is not true, and again is another example of how Tarion misled justice in an attempt to avoid providing warranty coverage. Perhaps misled by Tarion, the adjudicator at the LAT conferred with Tarion. At the LAT, the adjudicator in our case prevented us from presenting these violations in our case. Our experience is that Tarion is not accountable to consumers, but to their own self-interest. In our case, it was clear to us that Tarion's interest was in defeating our claim, even if it meant breaking the law to do it. During our appeal, my wife and I represented ourselves. Tarion, however, hired outside counsel and also attended with their in-house counsel as well. On top of this, Tarion added the builder as an added party, effectively turning the appeal into a 2-on-1. with Tarion's lawyers and the builder's lawyer against my wife and I. After beginning our appeal in January 2014 and attending the LAT for 30 days to have our appeal heard, we are still now waiting for a decision. Tarion knows how difficult it is for homeowners to fight their decisions in court. For us to hire legal counsel to attend the LAT for 30 days was not a feasible option. Most homeowners cannot afford the cost for legal counsel, experts, and the time away from work and family to appeal Tarion's decisions. This was a huge sacrifice for our family, and one I do not want other families to have to make in the future. This is an important reason why I'm here tonight. It's unfair and misleading to hear Tarion and our Minister of Consumer Services right now, Mr. David Orzetti, using statistics of the number of families appealing Tarion's decisions at the LAT as evidence that Tarion is being accountable. This declaration by our minister does not acknowledge the realities of what is involved with appealing a decision at the LAT or the sacrifices many families have made in other courts as well. I'm asking Premier Wynne and all members of Provincial Parliament to make Private Members Bill 60 a priority and support its passage to becoming law. Thank you.
Thank you very much.